of having the two filmmakers all the way from India and Costa Rica, so from all over the world here in Tallinn. And we're going to start from the film that is going to be premiere first, which actually in just an hour. So we're going to hold the world premiere of El calor después de la lluvia, the heat after the rain, just in 1 hour. So let's rush and let's discuss with Cristóbal Serrá. Bienvenido a Tallinn.
Thank you.
Okay. Cristóbal is, obviously he's here presenting his film, but I think he's in representation as well of a new generation of Tico filmmakers who are like racing right now. And if you go to see his film, that I highly recommend, you will see that he has a special sensitivity for touching certain topics, like related with the human soul, so to say. And actually, it seems like it's like a trend among the other filmmakers, like you have this sensitivity to talk about people.
The interesting thing that this generation of filmmakers from Costa Rica is that we are coming from a very different place that the other generations have like kind of touched. Let's see, like for example, Ariel Escalante,
Neto
Villalobos, Gil de Hidalgo, Gustavo Fallas, Iván Porras, por ejemplo, Alexandra Latichev, después Natalia Solórzano in documentary. And we come from a place where it more of an intimate type of film, small film, not necessarily, but yes, kind of like a intimate portrait of people.
Don't call it small, it's a big film.
No, it's small in terms of grandeur, like nothing grand happens. It's just like the small drama, the intimate drama of everyday people, sort of. And I think that's really important shift in Costa Rican film, because ticos don't really like to get so personal. And for this generation to be speaking in those terms of and speaking out in various subject matters that haven't been really touched in Costa Rica before, like for example the patriarchal society and the violence that it generates, or the discrimination of a lot of people, and that those subjects don't really aren't really popular. And right now that the thing that they're doing right now, well, we're doing, including me, is really interesting because of that. And it's really different styles of filming, but it all kind of just sums up into intimate films, and that's really nice.
Yeah, and actually I told you that it's a big film because it's really, the story that you tell is really simple,
yes,
yet complex, because it goes deep in some elements of the inner human being. So, and that is what I think it makes it big. So, and another interesting thing for the film is, I think it's the first feature of the filmmaker. It's the first feature of Alejandra Vargas, who is the producer.
Yes.
And it's the first feature also of some of the actors.
Yes, and the other producer as well, Federico Lang.
And Federico.
Yes.
And it seems that I have a look on the crew, and we have Mariano, Federico, we have Cristóbal, but then the rest are women in the team.
That's actually something I'm really proud of. We're really proud of that. 50% of the crew is female, and I'm most proud of it because we didn't necessarily look for it. It just came organically. And for example, most of the production team is only female, and yeah, I'm really happy about that. My co-editor, Kim Elizondo, as well, she entered the stage afterwards, but yeah, that's really important part for me of how of how gender roles are played in filmmaking. And another really interesting thing in Costa Rica is that we have a really equal terms of people doing film in general that are female, and
Especially producers, I know.
and directors as well.
yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of people that are coming with their films like right now that are women, and that's really important.
It's like, I think that is one of the distinguishing points from your industry, and it's like
Yes.
you are building up your industry from scratch, so you are doing it as it has to be, in a way.
Yes, it sort of like just comes out organically, and what we can and how we help each other out. It, like I said, it's really different films, like different types of films, but they all come in a way that we're all sort of friends and we know each other. And if we need, I don't know, something so basic as a camera, and I maybe don't have that type of camera, and I just asked for someone and they lend it to me, and that's a really nice thing that about the filmmaking community in Costa Rica, that we really help each other out, and there's this willingness to just go out of their way just to make it happen, because we believe in it and we believe that it's important, because like I said, not many films have been made in Costa Rica in general. Like, if you look at the history, the production really started. There was like 3 films
Before
from
the-
1900s
yeah, before the 2000.
2002, 2001, and afterwards, because of digital, a lot of films started coming out, and then another person made this film with like $5,000, and it was
And
like
then
this really big
Ishtar,
boom.
I think, no, make the film.
Ishtar, yeah, El Camino.
El Camino was the first film in Berlin
Yes, ever in the Costa Rican film.
in 2010, I think.
Yeah, I
So
think so,
imagine,
something like that.
so-
Some 2010, 2009. So,
Yeah.
and I was in filmmaking school in that moment, and that was really nice. I mean, it was hard because it was like people starting to do some things, and having to go to film school with the notion that making films is really hard and really expensive, and it takes so long. And a couple of friends and I, at least, were like, we don't want that in our lives. We want to make films now. Like, we don't want the subjects to get stale, because that's a really big difficulty. I don't know if it happens to you as well, but it happens to me. Like the frustration of not be able to do a film, not so often, and that. So we just kind of like reorganized our way of doing things because of it.
Yeah.
And I strongly believe in how we create in, how do I say it? Out of what I have, what can I do with what I have?
Yep.
And so that's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have some background in creative documentary.
Yes, I have a master.
Something that is really Latin and Spanish, and it's difficult to translate to English in a
Yes,
way.
yeah.
And then I remember you make like self-portrait documentary with many screens and many formats and so
Yes.
on, and you suddenly jump to your first photo, which is like a thin line.
Yes.
So you put a lot of things away. How you make this pilgrimage of the multi-screen?
I don't see it as like such an effort, really. Because I think what's important is how you relate to the image you're filming, and I don't care if it's a cell phone. Like that film, that documentary I made, it was like 30-40% out of my cell phone, and yeah, for me it's just important how I see the image that I'm creating and how I relate to that image, and doesn't necessarily have to go through with what filmmaking device I'm doing, I'm using, or what sort of production style I'm in. I mean, the fiction film right now, my first film, is you know, as a traditional type of filming, like 23 days of filming and all in one block, and the other documentary was like 3 years, an autobiographical film with my cell phone. And it's just, and they relate. I mean, I couldn't have made The Heat After the Rain if I haven't had made the
That genre
documentary.
before,
Yes,
yeah.
because it really made me think about film and what type of stories I want to make and how I want to tell them too.
It's nice you put that story, because when I was called to be in this table and I saw these two films together, like Buddha.mov and The Heat After the Rain, it's like, okay, they put together two films that cannot be much more different. I mean, like just one woman looking for herself, and then your piece that you make, and then actually you're linking, because we're talking about how to tell a story. And so we can pass, you make a slow path, go into the work of Kabir. Welcome, Kabir. Work on Mehta is a filmmaker of Buddha.mov. This .mov is really important, not only for the title, but what we are about to see. A film that is going to be premiered tonight at 9:30. It's also a world premiere. Kabir Mehta makes first, we can say, documentary as well, Sadhu in Bombay, which it was a success, and it has some award in referential festivals like Ann Arbor. So we have that background as well. And we start to watch the film, and we think that it's okay, kind of a documentary about a sportman, and then could be like a docu-fiction. Then start to appear in the screen some actions made by the protagonists that are not so common to appear there, like maybe it's too intimate. And then appear some other screens on the screen, and it's like, okay, it's not that those images are intimate. It's like all that we see in all that the screens that surround that are not intimate anymore, so there's no intimacy anymore. It's like I explain everything about the film, and I don't let you room for everything. So, so how you arrive to that?
No, it's very interesting, you know. Between Sadhu and Bombay and now this film, I think you know, the last couple of years of my life have been in this exploration of sorts between what is real and what is sort of fabricated, or you know, how it sort of goes together at the same time. I don't know, like you're saying, do we call it documentary, do we call it fiction, do we call it docu-fiction, do we call it hybrid? I don't think there's a term for it yet. We still need to figure it out. But what's really interesting is that the screens, and also because everyone is capable of self-documentation, there's this awareness of the visual medium that like a regular person has, which wasn't there many years ago. So it's in this film there's this constant tension between whose film am I really watching? Is it the film that I've made as the filmmaker, or is it the film that the protagonist wants us to watch?
Or we are watching a making of the film that is still to come.
Possibly.
Kind of.
Possibly. Possibly. So it's like regarding intimacy, I don't know, because sometimes, is it who we are now, and is this what intimacy is, and should we accept it or not? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a question. The film is a big question. It's not really giving you an answer. It's just asking all of these questions, and that's how I see it, you know?
I think it's one of the values of the film, and actually raised some discussions among the film committee that, okay, they're showing actions that maybe all the people that appear there, they're like objects on there, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm, what the ethical of that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm against or for that, and so audience will have those questions as well, I think.
I like that, you know, because while we're raising all of these interesting debates about cinema and filmmaking and our digital existence of sorts, there's this, I think personally, instinctively, I drift towards something that's morally ambiguous. And I like to have that. So there's lots of conversations you're having in your mind while you watch the film, whether it's documentary, whether it's fiction, do I agree with this, do I not agree with it, do I have to agree with it to like it? So it's got a lot of things going on, you know? Or you could just watch it as one simple film that doesn't have any of these layers. You can take back as much as you want from the film.
Just information that you are popping there about the same character.
Yeah.
So, but you just, I think you have like a menu. So it's like you have a multi-layer information sites, and then you can use them or not.
Yeah,
You
it's because like it's extremely formal, but it could be like borderline kitsch. So you know, you take whatever you want from it. If you want to get
interactive, and then
yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we have much time, and because this guy also have to run to the to the premiere in few moments.
But it's nearby, I think.
Yeah. So we didn't make any spoiler of the films yet, and I'm trying to hold myself to not to do it. But sticking on Buddha.mov, when you were constructing the story, you were like trying to provoke those questions in the audience. So that was one of your goals.
Yeah, you know, it's like I said, it's something similar what you were saying. I drift towards these things instinctively. It's like there's really no plan as sorts, but I know where I'm going without really drawing it out. The film was like, it took a year and a half to shoot because it was different phases of his life, and you know, I would shoot a little bit, go back, put it together, and then see what I needed next, and then go spend more time with him, see what else could add to the narrative that I'm thinking of. And every time I would get what I'm needing, but also one extra element that he would give me, which was the most important thing of every trip I made there. I mean, I was in Bombay, he lives in Goa, which is like it's a few hundred kilometers away. And then it was like mixing all of these different elements, you know.
So I know it's really difficult to be synthetic when you have invested a lot of time of your life to making a film, but if you have to convince our audience to go and attend your world premiere this evening, what would you tell them? Try it.
It's a tough question. No, but like, it's see, there's firstly, it's a brand new, it's a new opening into what an Indian film can be, you know, and that's very interesting. It's extremely entertaining. So for one, you could just go for that factor, and you know, but there's a lot of questions, you know, there's a lot of conversation the film is attempting to start, and I think that's what it's about, because it's this interactiveness it has with the audience member. So you're constantly having dialogue with yourself while you watch the film, and I think that it's like this eclectic mix of these two different qualities is.
Will you get angry if the people check their phones while the film is going?
It's interesting. I don't know.
Because well, the protagonist is doing all the time.
All the time, yeah. So but you know, it's like how we watch films now. It's like, you know, it's like there's always two screens. If you're watching at home, you're watching something on one screen, and then you have another screen here. It's this constant thing. So there's multiple screens in the films, and there's another one now. I don't know. Maybe everyone has their own experience of it.
Well, at least they can use it after the film for voting, because
there's voting.
Yeah, there is this audience award, so I
I
guess they open the. I guess they also open their phone for your film. So if you have to convince our audience why they should keep the phone in their pockets while they're watching your film and attending in half an hour the world premiere.
Really, it's such a simple film about human emotion that I'm just happy if you feel something, and if you feel something watching the film, I think I'd be happy too, and to share that afterwards, for me, it's really important, and because film is about sharing and having empathy with other people and seeing other worlds, and if I achieve that, I'm just happy enough about it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, gracias. So, such an interesting and complex diptych we have for tonight. So, you are welcome to attend both world premieres, and we say thank you to this new talent.
Just
in
want to
our
add one more
first
thing,
film.
that if you get late for his film, you could come for mine.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can combine and you have a crazy diptych. So, enjoy. Thank you very much, Tere.
Thank you.
Ay, Tere. Ahí está.